winner of the 2008 UMBC Proveit initiative. I think that when we started this project, what is now Proveit, in August of 2007, none of us ever envisioned that this day would ever be possible. So I think on behalf of all of us, thank you for coming. Please give yourselves a huge round of applause for all of your involvement. Thank you. I think that we also didn't know just how far-reaching this project would be and how many people it would touch. We've partnered with almost every agency on campus, from administrators, faculty, staff members, and students. We've generated an unprecedented amount of excitement for an SGA project on this campus. Would you all agree with that? And I was actually just at an admissions event where people are asking questions about this because they're excited to be at UMBC because of things like Proveit. And I think that speaks volumes about the kind of culture we're starting to create here. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our SGA Vice President, Ms. Alani Odele, and the chairwoman of the Proveit Initiative.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you. I'm glad each and every one of you could be here today. I think it's really symbolic that we have this announcement at this site because I really believe it marks the origin of the Proveit initiative. Even before the 2005-2006 SGA collaborated with other campus departments to reclaim the forgotten space and transform it into a resource for students. And even before the 2006-2007 SGA devoted the year's efforts to projects of unprecedented size and reach. And even before this year's SGA set out to expand student support to include the opportunity for students to contribute and not just accept things that are already given and made for them. The students before us who gathered in this place in UMBC's history and this former student union posed the Proveit challenge before we even did. Their conversations, efforts, and dreams have shaped the UMBC experience into what we now enjoy, and it's time that we remember our responsibility to this experience. The Proveit process started in November of last year when the SGA launched the ad campaign with memorable water bottles, hoodies, and a really huge banner. How many of you guys got a water bottle? How many of you guys got a water bottle? Awesome. Do you still have it? Cool. It didn't break or anything? Great. This effort was led by members of the SGA, the Student Events Board, the OSL marketing interns, and amazing support from my UMBC. And after a deadline extension to January 13th, we received 22 really good proposals with ideas that touch just about every part of campus life, from the downright practical to the impressively novel. Please raise your hand today if you submitted as a Proveit proposal, if you're in the crowd. Can we give them all a round of applause, please? Thank you for accepting that challenge. Thank you all. Since January, the Proveit Selection Committee developed a criteria based on campus benefits, originality, feasibility, and student response. This committee is remarkable in itself because it represents virtually every group of the campus community. So, committee members, I'll call your name. Please stand so we may recognize you. From the SGA Executive, we have Brady Walker, Chris Najimy, David Endek from the Treasury, Michael Cambariotti from the Senate. From the Student Events Board, we have Katie Dix. Katie, where are you? Oh, thank you, Katie. From the Retriever Weekly, we have Elizabeth Sobelholtz. From the First Year Council, we have Samira Syed. Our faculty representative was Phil Rouse. And with the Honors College, we had Simon Stacy. And from the Office of Student Life, we had Lee Calizo and Jen Dress. And from the Office of Institutional Advancement, Lisa Auction. I believe you're in the crowd today. Thank you, Lisa. And from Facilities and Management, we had Joe Rexing. And from the Alex J. Brown Center for Entrepreneurship, we had Vivian Armour. Thank you, Vivian. And as advisors to this committee were the Vice President for Development, Greg Simmons, Associate Vice President, the Vice President for Finance Administration, Ms. Lynn Schaefer, and we also had our very own SGA President, Jay Ligorio, and David Hoffman, the OSO Leadership and Engagement Coordinator. Thank you all for the amazing work that you did to make this happen. Just a few more thoughts. After the committee's review, the final 5 were determined. Videos of the finalists were posted and students responded. The selection committee then met with the 5 groups to discuss the details of the individual proposals, and here we are today awaiting the unveiling of the winner. The Proveit initiative, project, campaign, contest, whatever you called it, was a challenge on many levels. It dared students to invest the energy and creative capital into something that had the power to transform this campus. It dared the SGA to dream bigger, plan bigger, and spend a lot more money than we have before. It dared the administration to embrace the idea of this institution being a test site for the creativity and talent that our students will one day apply to the world. It dared faculty to remember the potential of applied learning, and it dared the entire community to embrace the things that make UMBC distinctive and wonderfully dynamic. Proveit has reflected the challenges associated with student outreach and involvement and the many details that impact the progress of new ideas at the institutional level, and even the coordination of multiple campus groups. But together, we have accepted that challenge and proved successful. And in this success, we may find lessons for future thought and ideas that will make the next Proveit even bigger and better. So now I welcome our Vice President for Student Organizations, Chris Najmi, and he will come honor the 5 final proposals. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to thank everyone again for coming out today to hear the Proveit winner announcement. But before we do, I'd like to take a few moments to talk about each of the finalist proposals individually. These proposals share several things in common. They came from bright, thoughtful, concerned students who put a significant amount of work into each proposal and who sincerely believe that the work of committed people can change UMBC for the better. As I speak about each group in turn, I'd like to invite them to come forward and accept a finalist award. First, we'd like to invite the Revamping the UMBC Pond group to the stage. You guys like to come forward, please? One reviewer said of all the proposals they read, Revamping the UMBC Pond stands out the most because of its dual nature of campus beautification and social enrichment. Not only did this group seek to treat the current problems of excess weed and algae growth, they plan to improve the water environment through the addition of native plants and animals to prevent the recurrence of these problems in the years to come. After creating a clean and healthy water environment, the group would sculpt the land around the pond to install benches, tables, and other attractive features to draw attention to another part of the UMBC that we can be proud of. Thank you. The next group I'd like to invite up is Green Space. If you would care to come to the front, please. Wonderful. In a similar vein, this group of students submitted a proposal to create green space on the little-used open areas near the gallery entrance to the Fine Arts Building. Elegant in its simplicity, the space would be bordered by retaining walls, contain perennial trees, and make space for benches to encourage community members to congregate there. The campus community would even be invited to share in the creation of the space, as many hands will be needed for the planting of shrubbery and perennials. The green space promises to be a beautiful and inviting gateway to its end of campus. Thank you, guys. Next group I'd like to invite forward is Transforming the Study Place. Yet this group of students looked at an already existing feature of campus for their proposal. In an effort to make the study place more attractive to members of the community, this group of students has visions of transforming it into an institution called The Hub. Furniture would be replaced in conjunction with renovations to the floor and lighting to increase aesthetics and usability, while the addition of restaurants would provide auxiliary food options distinct from the commons. The Hub could be the next big student gathering spot on campus. Thank you, folks. For our fourth group, I'd like to invite the Student Creative Center group to the front, please. The committee members said of the next proposal, it has the extraordinary potential to help students develop skills they will want or need later in life. If that sounds ambitious, it's because the Student Creative Center proposal plans to erect a structure on campus that would give every student a place to create. Whether they want to whittle a chess set, paint, or build a catapult, the Student Creative Center would create a space stocked with materials, purchased and donated tools, and perhaps even video equipment to stimulate and nourish the creative impulses of students on campus. Thank you for your proposal. For our fifth group, I'd like to invite the Ropes and Challenge course to the front. Finally, we come to a proposal that was said to push the administration and students to break new territory in cooperation and development. The Ropes Challenge course proposal plans to construct exactly that on our campus, to build teams and to train leaders. Rope Challenge courses utilize experiential learning to improve problem solving and trust, to develop interpersonal and social skills, and can even aid in the group performance and collaboration of faculty and staff members. The course could even act as a revenue source and point of pride if UMBC community members are trained as facilitators, and the course is open for use by the greater Baltimore community. Thank you for your proposal. My thanks to each and every person who demonstrated the care they had for the UMBC community by submitting a proposal this year. I can't wait to hear the winner announced, and I wish you all the best of luck. Finally, before I go, I'd like to introduce Dr. Rabowski, who would like to come to the front and say a few words for us today.
Everything else and the announcement of the person. Let me just say how impressed I am with our student leaders for being such great partners at the university. Would you give all the student leaders a hand? Very nice. Very, very nice. I've been observing this process from a distance, and my vice presidents, the deans, and everyone else have all said how mature, how thoughtful, how analytical the students have been in this effort. What it does is this: the more we can see students leading by example, the more authority we like to give students in thinking about how this campus should move ahead. And I could not be more proud of our students and everything that they've done, including all the stuff they did with basketball in the last few weeks. Would you give the student leaders a hand? It was really incredible. Really incredible. Absolutely incredible. We had 1,000 people in North Carolina. It was unbelievable. And so let me just say that I enjoy being the president here because we have such great students. A hand to all of you. Thank you all.
Next, we'd like to invite Lee Calizzo to come say a few words. She's the Acting Director of Student Life. Thank you, Lee.
Today marks a significant milestone in UMBC's history. Multiple groups of entrepreneurial, insightful, and curious students have dedicated time and energy into improving UMBC by submitting proposals for creative ways to enrich campus life. Students have taken ownership for their campus and their experiences here. They see themselves as partners in their education, as citizens of this community. There's no question that UMBC will continue to thrive in exciting new ways with students engaged in this most significant way. I'd like to take a few minutes today to celebrate the campus culture shift that has occurred this year as a result of the unique opportunity the Student Government Association provided our campus. Challenging fellow students to work with each other, with administrators, and with faculty to propose enhancements to campus that would benefit the community and campus life has resulted in amazing connections and conversations all across campus. Students engaged in conversations about improving events like homecoming and orientation, about enhancing technology offerings, about designing creative spaces for students to learn and socialize together. The ideas were phenomenal, and the buzz around campus was palpable. Over 20 proposals were submitted, coming from first-year students to seniors, from individual students to entire groups. Students met and conversed with campus environmentalists, safety and liability staff, architects, vice presidents, IT coordinators, Sodexo staff, health educators, and engineers, to name a few. Many of these connections were first-time introductions for both parties, but with future possibilities as the topic of the exchange, the meetings were productive and yielded great ideas and proposals. The SGA has done an incredible job of injecting this campus with energy and excitement about the possibilities. And as a result of their trust in this community, their willingness to take a risk, and their commitment to this institution, students, faculty, and staff have joined together in support of this effort. Please join me in thanking SGA for their ideas and coordination of this project. I would also like to recognize other UMBC community members who contributed time and energy to working with students as they explored and developed proposals. Would those of you who had conversations with students about Proveit campaign who are here today, please raise your hand. I know from my own conversations with those campus partners that there are many more who engaged in this process. Finally, let's take a minute to recognize all of you who are here today, who have in one way or another participated in the Proveit campaign. Whether you submitted a proposal, viewed the top 5 submissions online and voted, or helped to make market the campaign, served on the selection committee, or engaged in any other way, please give yourself a round of applause. As we move into the implementation phase of Proveit, I hope all of you will engage in making the winning proposal a reality. There is a place for everyone to play a part. The Proveit campaign has sent a powerful message to UMBC community. Our students care about this place and their education, and they want to be engaged in creating and improving our campus and their experiences here. The faculty and staff are committed to the growth of and the engagement of our students. I think this partnership serves as a phenomenal example to this community and other campuses about the great opportunities that result when we work together to create change in our communities. Congratulations to SGA for an amazing campaign, and congratulations to all of the students who submitted proposals. While all of the proposals cannot be selected, you're incredible students, and we welcome your involvement in other campus enhancement projects. And finally, to those of you with ideas that were not submitted to the Proveit campaign, I challenge you to let your voice be heard. Share your ideas, and let's continue to work together to make UMBC yours and ours. Thank you.
All right, so if you were to ask any of the selection committee members, they would tell you that choosing a winner for from this final group of proposals was a complicated and very difficult task. The final decision was based on a combination of factors: the development of the proposal, the feasibility of the implementation plan at this stage, and established university processes. The winning proposal will receive up to $50,000 of the SGA funding and the continued guidance of the committee, but this does not mark the death of the other finalists. We would like to encourage all who submitted proposals to, not the death of the finalist proposals. We're not going to kill you, I promise. I want to assure you that your ideas will not die, and the SGA will support your ideas in the future. That was awesome. We would like to encourage all who submitted proposals to seek the support from the SGA and other campus groups to carry out your idea for future implementation. Now, without further ado, it is our pleasure to announce the winning 2008 Proveit proposal. Please have a huge round of applause for, you ready for the check? Green Space. Please come to the stage, Green Space representatives. This proposal demonstrated a very, very well put together proposal. Its potential to impact the campus and move forward with green initiatives and preserve that space is really remarkable, and we are proud to congratulate them.
On behalf of the SGA and all students at UMBC, it is our honor to present you guys this check for the Green Space proposal and its coming implementation. We're very excited about it. Thank you. All right, folks, that was the moment you've all been waiting for. We all appreciate you coming out. It means a lot to us, and I hope you all stay excited about ideas like this. Just because Proveit's over doesn't mean that anybody with an idea can't get heard and can't get something done. So thanks very much. Have a great day. Oh, that's right. There's a reception in the study place. Light refreshments.